Hello there.
Hello there.
Hi. And welcome to the Pop Culture Cult. I'm Sean.
And I'm Josh.
And this is going to be interesting. And this is the Rebel Files, your one-stop shop for everything Star Wars, news, discussion, which is what this is going to be about, tangents, rampant speculation. We talk rumor, toys.
Maybe. It might be some in there,
Cons
actually.
in there. This is all going to be about IgerCon. We had an IgerCon last week. It is actually the earnings call that Bob Iger does with all of Disney's shareholders.
Which means we're sitting at the other end of our keyboards going, update.
Right. And so you can actually live stream it if you are actually a card-carrying stockholder of the Disney universe. Which, as of March 20th, is going to own the world. So
Hi, Fox.
Hi, Fox. So they are going in this IgerCon call. They talked about a whole bunch of different things that deal with Disney. A lot of it has to deal with parks and Marvel and Pixar and the acquisition and all that kind of stuff. But as part of this call, there is a supposedly there was footage from episode 9 shown. Now, there is one confirmed Twitter source
Who's a shareholder.
who is a shareholder and not a news person. And his name is, we'll just call him Scott. I don't want to throw him under the bus too much. And he was live tweeting and saying, if you have questions about what I saw, I will tell you what I saw. And so he was live tweeting about the stuff that he saw. Now, first, before we get into what he saw, I want to ask the question, are you okay with this?
I think there's not enough to go off of. Some of what he discussed that he was seeing was stuff that we pretty much had seen either in snippets or behind-the-scenes stuff. So
known it's coming.
Yeah, it's kind of obvious. A couple of things we had heard were going to be in it. It confirms it a little bit.
Right.
But again, not a shock. I think most of the sources and the news feeds we tend to listen to and follow tend to be pretty accurate with maybe about a 20-30% margin of error.
Right.
So not shocking. It's making me hungry for the trailer.
Right. Which will get a celebration. We'll get the trailer and the title because they've already announced that the trailer will be attached to do in-game.
Yeah.
And so that makes complete sense that we'll get it a celebration and everything. I have a problem. I'm glad he did this because it gives us content for the show. Mm-hmm. I'd rather not hear about this stuff or see about this stuff if I don't have to do it, right? I'd rather just see the trailer and call it good, maybe some behind-the-scenes stuff that's official. I want to see official stuff. That's my big thing. It's cool that we get paparazzi photos from 8 miles away of Zachary Levi and the Shazam costume that isn't completed with the CGI and all the color correction and everything like that. That's cool. I don't want to see that. Yeah. I want to see something. I want to see the official photo. I want to see the official costume test like we got for Harley Quinn and stuff like that. So for me, doing what we do here with the Rebel Files, I love that he did this because that gives us content to talk about for 20 minutes or 30 minutes or whatever. But the fan in me doesn't want to see or hear any of this stuff. That's why I have a hard time with MakingStarWars.net. I love what they're doing. They're doing great stuff over there, but I don't want to know too much about Mandalorian. I don't want to know too much about the park, that kind of thing. And so I was like,
and so where the other hand is, I'm okay with leaks to a degree. The way I've always followed it, and obviously, I'm a child of the Empire, things like that. I also firmly believe in purposely misleading.
Oh yeah, and it's JJ, so that's going to happen too.
But that being said, I do like knowing a little bit of what's going on. I like knowing if my theories, and it's a very, very nerdy thing, I realize. I like knowing if my theories are kind of going that way, or if it's something maybe that I hadn't think of, and it just adds fuel to the fire.
Right.
It makes sure that I am 100% going there on opening day am paying my money to go see it.
Right.
Now, and truth be told, I'll use Transformers movies as a reference. I am a huge Transformers fan, as my brother before me, and we are. And I knew after the first one that the rest of them were probably going to be shite. And it didn't stop me from going and seeing them in the theater. Right. You know? So there was just enough that they had handed me.
kind of cool, but...
Yeah, well, no, it was. But they handed me just enough that I was all, I wonder what they're going to do with this.
Yeah.
You know, so from that point, you know, Star Wars is kind of a machine where we tend to know what the machine is. We tend to know in some ways where the stories are going. That being stated, they're going to give us enough snippets to keep us interested, to keep us fueled, but not give away the farm. You know, they have stated that there is going to be a universe-shattering twist in this that is going to be greater than the Empire twist.
We're getting Reylo. I want Reylo so bad.
Are you serious?
I'm seriously want Reylo. I want Rey to.
This is one of those ones we disagree on, and that's okay.
I want Rey to be the switch to the dark side.
Kylo, I would be cool with that.
Kylo does not get redeemed, but he dies, and Rey switches to the dark side.
I'd be cool with that part.
That's what I want.
I'd be cool with that. Not the whole they're going off into the sunset and having their
not
own
that. I want to
Jedi
see them actually
warband.
like kiss, and something happens, and then Kylo dies, and then Rey takes over. And...
I would love that. Rey's got such a cool capacity to be. I mean, she could be a great good character. Cool. She's got such a dark capacity in her, dude, that I think that would just be like...
The gray that she can do. Anyways, so let's talk about... Now, this is a quick... There's... I went and read a bunch of the tweets, and I could have like just copy and pasted all the tweets, and that would have taken hours and whatever. But I did find an article that kind of did a summary of the different things that each of the tweets were, so and kind of put it all in form. So we'll start off with there's a abandoned hangar and there's a blockade runner. So they are either on a smuggling run or they broke through a blockade.
Is it too on the nose to say it's the Tantive?
Okay, which one's the 10?
The original one from A New Hope. Leia's Antilles.
Jesus Christ. That would be an antique at this point in time.
Oh yeah, but it says abandoned hangar.
Abandoned hangar. So maybe they're looking for. Now, see, there's like a 3-year gap in the timeline, right?
Yes.
So year and a half to 3 years.
3 years, I believe.
3 years,
if I believe.
So if they're still looking for ships after 3 years, well, maybe. Okay, we're going with that. It's a Tantive.
Now I've got to go check my history because I don't remember if it was destroyed. I don't think it was.
I know they disable the engines, but I don't know if they actually do anything with it after that.
So maybe.
Is it It's the destroyer, isn't that Vader's ship?
Yeah.
Vader's starship Star Destroyer that's chasing her. That's the destroyer, and so they pull it. Talk amongst yourselves.
I'm not going to say it's the Tantive. I think that'd be too on the nose, but they had a number of blockade runners.
It could be that.
So
it could be that kind of ship.
Yeah.
So, in the starship hangar, not the troopers, an explosion knocks out a bunch of stormtroopers. So there's going to be some kind of booby trap, I'm assuming, or whatever. In a bright white room, which might be inside the interior of a rebel blockade ship, or perhaps some kind of that kind of thing. Like Darth Vader's meditation room. Kylo looks down at a box that has the shards remains of Vader's helmet. Now,
it's your Apple Store moment. Bright white room, opens a box. It's Vader's helmet X.
I was thinking 1984, but
JJ uses lens flares.
Yeah. But this is a direct reference to what happened in Force Awakens.
Yep.
The Force Awakens, where Kylo's talking right to Vader's mask in the pile of ashes of what I've heard is his victims, the people the people that he's killed. He
Right.
throws them in these ashes, and then Vader's helmet sits in it.
Yeah.
Now, back to the whole conversation about the helmet. The helmet itself that Kylo wears is an homage, but also to hide his youth in The Force Awakens.
And it is rebuilt.
And yes,
He has repaired it in this one. It's not a
Yes.
brand new helmet. It's his old one that's been remade, but we do hear that he doesn't wear it most of the time.
Right. And I think that's that's that back and forth where he wants to be Vader so bad, but he also doesn't. He also still probably has a little bit of that wanting to prove Snoke is right. Trying to prove to Snoke that he is actually a Sith Lord kind of thing. And so that back and forth with, I want to wear it because it makes me look cool like grandfather, but I also want the approval of Snoke. I don't need this stupid little toy trinket or whatever.
Right. And I mean, if you kind of go along the lines of what a lot of the speculation for the script is that he is leading the First Order as a relatively benevolent leader. They like him.
Right.
And he's being, and he can't really do that from behind the mask.
Right. He's got to be out in the open in front of everybody.
Clean shaven and looking good.
Which I'm interested how they're going to try to explain that, because he is off the hinges at the end of The Last Jedi.
I don't think anybody really liked Hux.
Well, no. Well, that's the point of Hux, though, is again, from the Aftermath series. God, read the Aftermath series, people. It's got so much stuff in it. The first book is rough, but it makes so much. There's so much stuff in it. But Hux's dad is like, was it Rubles?
Yep.
Hitler's like right hand man who kind of did a lot of the Monkoff and stuff like that. Monkoff. So Hux's dad is essentially that kind of same kind of character, and he is very much the beat people in submission kind of thing, and Hux learns from that. The problem is Hux is a whiny little bitch who only gets the position because his dad is who his dad is.
That's true.
Notably, Kylo is not wearing his helmet in what they showed in this IgerCon thing. He looked pretty much the same as he did in The Last Jedi. So the scars in the other position, I'm assuming, not the JJ spot, but the Rian Johnson spot. You know about that, right? Okay, you kind of give me that kind of like, what?
No.
kind of look. We get a scene of the Millennium Falcon cockpit with Rey, Finn, and Poe sharing the screen with another character that can't be identified. So there's two different things here. One, they're on the Falcon. It's Rey, Finn, and Poe. So I find that very interesting because where's Chewie? And why are the three of them going off and doing something? So they're on some side mission or whatever. And who's the pilot? Is Rey the pilot or is Poe the pilot? Because they're both, I mean, go watch The Force Awakens and she jumps into a ship that she's never flown before and does like some barrel roll cock-a-doodle-doo kind of like, how did you do that kind of things? And so who's piloting, who's doing stuff, where's Chewie, all that stuff. So let's talk about that part first.
Do you want to talk about that? Because there's a part of this that can allude into that conversation.
All right, go ahead.
Okay, so one of the other things that have come up is the fact that Rey is holding Chewbacca's bowcaster.
Right.
And, separately, while walking through an alien marketplace. So you have a scene set up where Chewbacca's not found on I almost said the Enterprise. We're watching Star Trek, kids. I'm sorry. On the Millennium Falcon.
We'll let you watch Star Trek around here.
I'm going to do it anyway. But Chewbacca's not to be found. I have had some concerns that this is going to be Chewie's swan song. He did die in the original expanded universe.
All
I
right.
mean, they dropped a planet on him, but
He's good about it.
Well, you got to take out him. That's the way to do it. But the fact that she's holding it, and normally either she requires a weapon of some sort that is not the lightsaber and is
not her staff,
less obvious,
right?
Like she might be undercover, or she's carrying it in memoriam. So
Yeah.
I don't want to think that's the case, but it seems from that setup they're kind of making you wonder about the whole Chewbacca scenario.
Right.
Maybe it goes back to Kashyyyk. Who knows? But there is kind of that lingering question that's been in the air.
Right. Right.
You know, so...
Well, the thing, too, with at least with Chewie, and they've done this multiple times, and in the movies and in the expanded canon, is they've used Chewie as bait in a prison setting before. Like, they freaking handcuff him in A New Hope. Well, try to handcuff him in A New Hope and have him be... So there might be he's on some mission where he's Mission Impossibling it and staying in a prison.
I'll be honest, he's probably with
out.
Lando.
He could be with Lando. Which
There's a high probability that whenever this is going on, that he's actually with Lando, because I don't know if at this point in the storyline Lando is aware of Han's death, and that might be you might have Lando and Chewie going off on a vengeance run to some degree,
right?
Or doing something. You have no idea.
A vengeance run or we need to break because we need to rebuild the rebellion,
right?
The resistance. They need to go off in different directions, and if you take Lando and his abilities, he's older. He's gonna need backup.
He's a diplomat, dude,
and but he's gonna need some kind of backup.
Right.
Chewie's a great backup. They can go one direction,
and they have history.
Right. And if they take the Falcon, that's just gonna. They've already talked about that in The Last Jedi about how much Kylo hates that ship because it reminds him of his father, and so if they take that and go one direction to try to bring the First Order out of the way, and then Lando and Chewie are off in the other direction, and then then Rey's got to go back and try to help find Chewie because something bad happen.
Yeah,
because they're trying to get fuel or whatever, and so I can get all that. The other part that this is there's a character that can't be identified. Now, we've had long discussions about Matt Smith. Matt Smith came out this week and said, from what I've been told, I'm not in The Last Jedi. Now, it could be conjecture. It could have been said with a wink and a nod. It could have been whatever. Lucas never officially confirmed Matt Smith was in this. Everyone said Matt Smith's in this, but he's never been officially confirmed by anybody. So if we're going on that whole conversation about, is he Thrawn? Is he Ezra? Is he whatever? Is he a First Order is he Fulcrum? The new version of Fulcrum in this, that kind of thing. Is he playing an alien?
Is he a Daniel Craig random stormtrooper?
Right, exactly. So if we're gonna have Rey, Finn, and Poe in the Falcon, they're doing something major. There is something major that the three of them, you're not taking your three good guys and putting them in the good guy ship and not have something going on.
Right.
So they're going either to, they got Hondo with them or, whatever it is. They're trying to get more supplies or get more ships, or they have this diplomat with them that's trying to help, all that kind of things. But can't be identified in the footage. So it's either a CG character where he's just the person is in the mocap suit,
right, or
they're hidden by a robe. So then we get the whole Jedi conversation. Is it Jason Segula? Yeah.
There's so many angles we can go with this.
Right. So that's the one that really got me, because the three of them are in the Falcon with this unidentified person. Where the fuck is Chewie?
Right. And who's to say? And honestly, who's to say Chewie's not on the ship? He might be back in the back repairing,
right,
doing what he does or something.
Right, something else is going on. We talked about Lando, and there's a brief look at Lando in this footage, and then we see Finn is seen in an abandoned-looking interior of a ship. Back to the whole trying to find parts for ships and stuff like that. That's kind of what I get out of that one. And then the bowcaster scene in the alien market.
And I think there was a snippet with the Lando one where I think he was carrying a cane.
Yes, I've heard that one too.
So,
yeah.
Thank God, pimp cane on Lando. Come on, man, I wanted that.
Colt 45.
I'm getting it. I wanted that. There better be a Colt 45 joke in there somewhere.
Now, Billy D. Williams will be here for our Comic-Con in May. And so if I get the chance to go up there and ask him questions, I'm just going to badger him until he tells me what actually is on the cane.
Yeah, if he
if
goes...
it says Colt 45, it's Colt 45 on the cane. Or Badass Motherfucker, one of the two.
I've stated this for a long time. If I actually make Phoenix Comic-Con and they do the autograph thing with him, it's going to be like 2 Lando figures and a bottle of Colt 45. And I will go in my bar in a case permanently and just be like, that's from the man, dude.
I have this enshrined.
Oh, yeah.
But overall, what we've seen out of this exchange from IgerCon, there's not really anything overly surprising other than that scene that we, with Rafe and Poe. Now, I don't want to see anything. I don't want to hear anything. I don't want to hear any. We can speculate. That's fine. I'm cool with that conversation. But I don't want to see any more of this kind of stuff until we get the trailer. Once we get the trailer, then I want to see give us behind the scene photos and the Omaze kind of thing that they gave us last time, which will. If we get an Omaze campaign, we'll probably get it in June. Maybe they announce that at San Diego Comic-Con.
Yeah, I don't think it'll be I don't. Principal filming's done, so I don't think you're gonna see a guest spot in the movie. I think you might see if they're gonna do the guest spot with an Omaze thing, it'll be in The Mandalorian. Or
I think the Omaze might be to come to the premiere.
That's exactly where I was going with that. Yeah. And I think that'll probably be a thing. So they usually tend to do. I think they've done it with the last two, where they've done the behind the scenes clips, the behind the scenes filming of that has given a little bit of footage in it, and then they've done the trailer as well. Yeah. So it wouldn't shock me. They've been on kind of a roll with those for the various movies that they've done, and I think it's a great idea, and they should keep doing it.
Yeah. The new one out, the new Omaze one that just came out this last week is Mark Ruffalo is running through a park on his cell phone. So he's holding his phone up in front of his face, and he's running along, and he's like, I just stole Thor's hammer. So it's mirror. He's like, it's my backpack, and I'm running away, and I'll give it to you at the premiere. So go to omaze.com/Avengers and so it's to go to the premiere Endgame, which would be Super Marvel boy too. So I would totally do that. But if I had my choices, I'd go to episode 9.
I feel you.
If I had my choices, I would go to both.
We're not that cool yet.
We're trying. But I'm glad this is out there to give us something to talk about, because we needed. We really haven't had a whole lot because it's JJ, and there hasn't been that. Any information because it's JJ and he's super secretive, and so having at least a little bit of this to have a point of, well, what's this mean? Can we speculate here? Can we go that way? I appreciate that, but I don't want to see anything else. It'll be December.
This is so weird because you're right. I was so young when Empire came out. I was only God, dude. I was 3 years old when Empire came out.
Right.
And while I remember vaguely seeing it as a kid, for me it was just all spaceships. At that point, I didn't understand the nuances until I was older. So I didn't get the whole. Well, I take that back. I did when I was old enough, and I rewatched it, and I got kind of the big twist. But I want to be surprised. That being said, I'd have to really, really hyper analyze it to get the twist, or to even remotely figure out what they're doing, because so little has leaked out regarding it. I genuinely want to enjoy this one. I want to walk out of the theater and go, oh my God, they've done it.
Right.
And then have 3 more shows that we can do on the future of the Star Wars franchise just based on it. So I think we know enough, and I think we've seen enough come through that we're not going to get any major reveals in the trailer. I think they're probably going to follow the operational format they've done with Marvel, and most of what you're going to see is probably going to be the first 15, 20 minutes of the movie.
Yeah, that's the one thing about Endgame that I've been really appreciative is that Kevin Feige says everything you're going to see in the promotion is going to be the first 20 minutes.
Yeah, and honestly,
awesome.
And I'm glad to see that the studios are recognizing that, because let's face it, we've all been online a long time. We've seen the damage that leaks can cause, and it does take away from the experience. So I think right now they're following a very intelligent format about what is being trickled out what is allowed to be seen. And it's great. It's giving enough that we're hungry for it. We want more, but I think we're going to be pleasantly surprised.
Yeah, I'm right there. That's our show. That's our speculation of episode 9 and the footage that was shown and our, like, what could it mean and stuff like that. So that's our talk this week. We did a episode of the new stuff. I'll tag that at the end of this episode.
Yep.
And we will continue to add more stuff as we go along. Again, we're waiting for Celebration for all the really juicy stuff. That's going to be a long 5 days.
Oh,
and
yeah.
Game of Thrones starts that week, too.
I know.
Oh, it's going to be so much editing. It's a hard luck life for moi. Please like this video. Leave us a comment on what you think any of this footage that let us know if you think anything that they showed is actually in the movie. That's a really good question to ask that we probably didn't really get into. Is this might just have been that misleading stuff that they've been talking
Absolutely
about.
could have been.
The showing Lando in the costume makes complete sense. We need to have that. But all the other stuff, I think, could just be misdirection.
Little C cuts.
Yep. So let us know if you think that the what we talked about is actually in the movie, and what are you excited to actually see in the movie from this stuff that they gave us out of this. And if it was really something official, I think Disney would have came in and crushed these tweets at some point in time. So that's why I'm like,
they're not dumb. They know people are talking about it.
Yeah. So that's our thoughts on all of this for this week. Like the video, subscribe to the channel, help us out on Patreon, follow all of our social media stuff down here. And until next time, I'm one with the Force.
And the Force is with me. Take care.